Hello, everybody. Cedric and CJ here, CR Wrestling Commentary, and today there's a breaking news that's been going around. It's a flame, and it was introduced to me on Discord by Mr. Pony, and then I saw WSI had done something not long after Mr. Pony had posted it, and it was from X, but Twitter. It was a tweet post, but after All In and after some disciplinary hearings, CM Punk was fired from All Elite Wrestling. Now, just hear this out, okay? The first time we heard of anything, it was on Dynamite, where Adam Page had came out doing the promo because it's supposed to be he and Punk in some kind of storyline, but Page couldn't really cut a good promo, so he says he has to save All Elite Wrestling from him and whatnot. Page, with only a half story told onto him by the Young Bucks and Colt Cabana, so that started extra tensions in the back against CM Punk. CM Punk knew what Adam Page was getting at the end of the promo, and then when Page, they obviously have a thing, and that was cut short. Page said that, the apology has to be just as loud and boisterous as the crime committed.
Yeah, that's what Punk said.
Yes, Punk said that. And then you get the pay-per-view coming up, and then that was like a month of Punk catching heat on Twitter at the time. Punk caught a lot of heat from a lot of people. There was a lot going on backstage that we do not know about, but Punk was hearing it from people backstage. So Punk, angry at the end of the pay-per-view during the media press scrum, he talks about everything happening and basically said, not everything, but he says that he works with children and he is tired that he's trying to run a business. He doesn't have time for all this crap. And at that point, he didn't mention anyone, but the Young Bucks decide to invade his locker room while he was injured. A fight broke out, and Ace Steel intervened, attacking. Kenny Omega went in, doing whatever he was trying to do. And because of that, the Young Bucks and Omega was stripped of the Trios Championship. Punk was not necessarily stripped per se of the AEW World title, but he was suspended, and then an interim belt was made. Punk eventually goes on a tear explaining everything tooth and nail about what happened between he and Colt Cabana, and so he's been in this tiff for a while. Punk was severely disciplined for just not, they beat on you in private, but hate for you to tell everyone else that you've been beating on them. So he got reprimanded for this. Punk is a very hot commodity in professional wrestling. He knows what he's doing, and he will not be bullied. So because of this, you've got the fans of All Elite Wrestling's elite that hate Punk for even saying anything against Colt Cabana, who they wasn't necessarily a fan of in the first place, but they want to defend the Young Bucks. Then you got people who are Punk fans in the first place because he stood up to WWE, and now he's standing up to the elite, who they weren't too much of a fan of anyway. So it's all split. And I'm going to tell you right now, what people hate to hear the most, your social discourse does not drive reality. It does not control the truth. So, after that, Punk comes back. There's still heat. And then we get All In. And it's been a year, but nothing's left. It's still there in the air. Punk has been given the high road, and he had to take a tube to get to the show. He got lost. Fans had to show him around to get to the building. Jack Perry, just not long before that, was saying, I want to use glass on the show. And Punk's like, we don't do that. After others had told Jack that we don't do that on Collision. And might I add, Collision is a show because Discovery says we will give you $52 million a year, Tony Khan, if you surround this show around CM Punk. Without Punk, no deal. Punk has made Collision a professional wrestling show at least 90% of the time. That's why you don't see stupid stuff lining the show at all points. Maybe at little points, but predominantly, it's a serious show. And that's what Punk is trying to do. And the Elite's fans don't watch the show to boycott it, so their numbers stay low. As well as Punk fans don't necessarily tune in completely to Dynamite because, the Elite. And so it's a tribalistic show that Tony Khan allowed to happen. This does fall on Tony Khan's lack of leadership. So now, with that going on at the pay-per-view, Jack Perry, after the glass shattering on the windshield, he says, hey, real glass, cry me a river. Punk says, you got a problem with me? And Jack instigates, he escalates it. Now he escalates, he's already instigated it with that. Nanny boo boo, I use the glass, haha. Punk's like, you got something to say? He's like, man, what you gonna do about it? Punk grabs him, front face locks him for a second, is broken up. It all happens in front of Tony Khan, who feigns that he didn't see it, so he has to launch an investigation, but he already saw everything that happened. Punk isn't gonna take any crap. Punk isn't gonna let someone roll all over him. All right. So yet again, Punk gets a little disciplined because, hey, let the young kids do what the young kids do. And so afterwards, Punk and Miro, they have a verbal exchange to rib everyone that was reported as legit. And it's been a discipline hearing. They got a discipline committee. I wonder what this committee was when all this crap was happening against Punk. Why didn't anything really... Someone allegedly, what WSI reported on is that he was, from what he was led to believe from the reports that he read, he doesn't know how true it is, how the Young Bucks was super kicking Punk's dressing room door to knock it down. And so he was like, took 30 or so super kicks to knock it down. So after all of this, after everything that's been done, Punk gets fired. Punk gets fired during a Triple Chicago event. So this Collision will not have Punk. Tony Khan apologizes for having to fire Punk when he says that it's his sole decision to make. He didn't have to fire him.
Nope.
His discipline committee didn't have to unanimously vote for Punk to leave. But they're probably, you know what? I don't give a damn. They're probably, this is politics, they're probably Republican. Disco Inferno, a dumbass Republican. And he calls Punk the one that's causing all the mess backstage. When, truth be told, how is he going to be the one causing the mess when the mess came to him that he did his best not to even talk about? It could have been handled in private. It could have been handled with no one ever knowing the truth of what's really going on. But they brought it to the front line. They brought it to the microphone, and you call him messy. No, that's just stupidity. All right? I get to speak from personal shit that's happened to me when I was in high school, when kids could call my name, get my attention, and then say some derogatory mess about my weight or my triple tone skin or me being in a certain class type. And they say that around staff, teachers, janitors, assistant principal, principal. And they just get told, look, stop being foolish and go away. And I got an angry look on my face, but I'm not going to do anything. And then I'm told to stop causing trouble. Man, fuck the Young Bucks and fuck anybody else. I have to go through school with my head down because anything that I do, I could have literally gotten expelled for because it was threatened to me multiple times when others could almost gang jump me and then they seen as the ones that was the victim. So fuck all of that. That's why it takes me, I had to literally wait and hear everything before all this firing because I'd rather go with the facts and be that. It doesn't matter if I'm a Punk fan. If Punk was the one instigating all of this, I'd be against Punk. It'd be that simple. So that's just how it goes. What do you think about it all, Cedra? What do you think? I mean, I know you don't really care one way or the other because Punk wasn't in your favor, but this ain't about if somebody was a good wrestler in your eyes or not.
I know how to determine the difference.
I wouldn't even, it doesn't even matter if Punk was, a job class wrestler or an indie-rific jackwad, but if you are the one being targeted and you're the one getting disciplined, that's not right. That's not right. And if Punk got there and he was the one that said Colt Cabana gotta go, which that never happened. And when Colt was asked about it, he was like, nope, that didn't happen. And when the Young Bucks was asked about it, they gave no comment. That tells you everything. That tells you what's going on. Any case, what, Cedar, what?
I saw some family members not long ago, and they were telling me how sweet I am. And I said, I am sweet. I said, but you all don't live with me. I thought that was funny. I said, you got to be a little bit of a tyrant. And they agreed. In order to have a successful business, at some point you're going to have to be a little bit of a tyrant. Because people try to get over on you if you're too nice.
Yes, they take your kindness for weakness because they're predatory animals.
Nice. He's a fucking mark. So he's playing big boy E-Fed with real money. His daddy lets him do it. So honestly, it is what it is. Collision's gonna tank. Even if he somehow finagles being able to keep Collision, it's going to turn into Dynamite or Rampage. It's going to suck. The Young Bucks and their minions like Jack Perry are going to think they won.
They did.
And the reason why they didn't, the wrestling business is going to suffer, but they don't care because they get to play their games. They get to play their reindeer games. And then when it's all said and done and they're too broke down to play with their grandchildren, it's going to be left in a terrible state. And they got these spoiled ass dudes. I'm gonna keep it in the rails. These spoiled ass.
I'm letting the words fly.
These spoiled ass dudes who are extraordinarily privileged. And CM Punk got fired. I hope he sues to get all his contractually obligated money, and rides off into the sunset. He may be a hot commodity, but there's nowhere else for him to go.
He can make his own promotion, and he can pirate. He could pirate from AEW, get real talent. He can make a better partnership with AEW. No, he's not. No, he's not, because that would take money.
That would take money.
But he could easily get that done. Easily. Or the other guy that wants to start his own promotion, he could work with him. And I mean, there are options if Punk wants to solidify his legacy and not go out as the guy that got fired from a half-ass joke company that he was trying to make look legit and real on a segment of said company. Look, y'all think it's just for anyone out there that was like, well, Cedric is still scarred by high school. Yeah, we all are. You want to admit it or not, that's up to you, But look, let's not go with high school. Let's go with much later when our daughter, was still a toddler. We're in public housing, transitional spot, legitimate transition. 2 years before we moved out?
Yeah.
But there, our neighbor, complete asshole, wants me to whoop and beat my child for her. The fuck? And then this woman harasses us, banging on the walls, beating on the walls, yelling. You can hear her having sex with whomever she wants to be with and yelling on the phone. We make complaints and nothing gets done. And then this bitch calls the cops on us for a noise complaint. When the cop comes in, he's like, 1, these guys are quiet. They're watching TV with it low. 3, their kid is sitting there chilling. And then me, I'm all spread eagle, like I'm in my underwear, like, take a gander at this cop. That's about how it was, because I wasn't about to change anything. And so he was stunned. They're like, well, what is the call for? Because he got there. When I saw the cop, Cedra says, there's a police officer outside. I said, oh, we done lost. I said, it don't even matter. The fact that she called him on us, we're in the wrong.
But it didn't work like that.
He talked to us. He was like, y'all seem chill like this. He's a white cop. Y'all seem chill. Don't see anything wrong. You know, I had a conversation with him. It was a nice conversation. And then he left. He talked to her. She got mad. She called management when Cedra was at work. Management was at work. Called management. Management comes to see me. And I'm explaining to the management what's going on and why. And instead of, hey, this woman is crazy. No, you are obviously being harassed. Maybe you should move.
And see, I didn't get that. That happened before the whole police.
I know, but God damn it, you know, it's.
I'll just wait.
No, it's just, no. Go ahead. I know. I said it out of order. My bad. It's just what strikes me at the most. That's all I was going with. What struck me. What was the least? What was the most? But yeah, the cop was the least. That's the least thing, because it's like, well, shit, you've got evidence that we're not being a bother. But then if you're gonna call the management. You know, we'll call the management and we're like, this is happening. It's like, well, okay, she's bothering you, so maybe you should get out.
Yeah, she would have said that to you because you're a dude. I don't know. But when I spoke with her, because I went the next day and was like, hey, she called the cops on us. We weren't doing anything. And that's when she started asking other people, well, do you get any noise out of them? And folks were like, we didn't even know anybody lived there.
Yep.
That's how quiet we were.
We were that quiet. They had no idea we even lived in that area.
So eventually she told the woman, if you can't deal with the sounds of people living life from day to day, you need to move. So she started tormenting other neighbors. And
then that was bothering us because she's banging on their wall, bothering them, and it's reverberating because they got thin walls. You know, so that's what was going on. That's what was happening. So we're used to, we're not used to, we know what happens, we know what to expect. CM Punk walked into a situation where he was seen as the threat. He's going to come in and change everything that we're working to build, which was nothing. And Punk came in, it's like, I'm going to worry about me and what I want to do, and I'm going to work with the people that I know I can work with. And they're like, nah, he think he cute. We got to fight this. And that's what's going on. It's stupid. It sucks. I'm not mad that a person got fired. I'm mad they got fired for the wrong reasons. If you're going to fire the ones standing up for themselves, you need to fire the ones that's going after them. Shit. Is it that hard? You know? This guy, as Cedra said, is a mark. And I'm glad you said it, Cedra, that Collision is about to tank now. Because now the reason to watch Collision is gone. FTR and those awesome matches that they had would not have been able to happen on that joke-ass show of Dynamite. That wouldn't have been able to happen. CM Punk was, you could tell that he was scouting and bringing people to Collision. And I knew something was wrong when we was watching Rampage earlier. And, you know, Menard and them going to be on Collision. I was like, y'all are not Collision people.
Not at all.
And I was like, something, and I didn't say anything during that review, but I was like, something ain't right. I felt it. And then I see the post, the retweet on Discord by Mr. Pony. And I'm like, is this a rib? I said, either they're ribbing you. I said, you're ribbing me, or it's a rib on Twitter. He goes, I'm not ribbing you. And then I see WSI did a post not long after that, and he's covering it. And I'm like, oh, damn. This actually happened. And you know what? After everything I said, I am open to this being a rib. I am open to this being a joke. And it's like, we got all of you. But I don't know, it is. If it's real, then you get to hear the story as I presented it and take it for what it's worth. It seems that 2/3 of the people on this planet are sociopaths and 1/8 of them are psychopaths. So it'll be what it is. It'll be what it is. I want decency, chill, and all that other stuff. And people see that as weakness and stupid and foolhardy. That tells me everything about them. And when someone tells you who they are, you better listen. So I wanted to get this out, get that done. We're still going to watch Collision. Mr. Pony told me Dennis Rodman showed up on it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I said, God damn. So, it's that. So we're going to have to just see how this all goes tomorrow, because we've watched so much wrestling. We still got Ring of Honor to watch. We still got Collision to watch. And then tomorrow is going to be All Out. What's Samoa Joe going to do? He was in the thing with CM Punk.
Not no more.
Now it's gone. What's going to happen? How's he going to work this out?
He's not. He's just going to move on. That's what Tony Khan always does.
Yeah, act like nothing ever happened and move on.
Like we're dogs that have no memory of the past.
Yep. So, with that, y'all, it's been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary. And y'all be good, be chill, be safe. And we'll see you next time.